I'm Nikki Hardiman, and I'm glad you're joining us for Study at Faith Element. I'm here to provide you with some background information on your biblical passage for today. The text for this week is Acts 16, 9 through 15. In this text, we see Paul take a detour in the middle of his second missionary journey. Now, we don't really have explicit proof that Paul intentionally took 3 missionary journeys for the purpose of spreading the gospel, but it does help us to understand how and where Paul traveled when we break it down this way. We do know that in Acts 15, the church makes the important decision to welcome Gentiles into the church without requiring circumcision. And this might help us understand why Paul geographically expands his travels. So, Paul is heading up north out of Caesarea Philippi to Antioch, and then he heads northwest to Asia Minor. It seems that each time he comes to a new place, a door is shut to him to be able to share what he wants to share. Until one day, he has a vision. In the vision, a man from Macedonia asks Paul to come and help them. Paul, feeling like this vision is from God, heads toward Macedonia, which is the area of Europe that we know as Greece. This is the first time that we know of that Paul travels to Europe. And while that might be significant for us today, it is unlikely that Paul thought of it in this way. He was simply going where he felt led to go. Paul traveled to the city of Philippi, which might have been the capital of Macedonia, and if it wasn't, it was at least a very important city in the area. We are also told that Philippi was a Roman colony, and this will be important in our text for next week. On the Sabbath day, Paul goes to a place of prayer just outside the city of Philippi. Not to a synagogue, as would have been his custom. This likely means that there was no synagogue to which he could go. At this place of prayer just outside the city, Paul finds a group of women, and one of the women in the group is named Lydia. Now, Lydia is identified as a worshiper of God, as someone from the city of Thyatira who sold purple cloth, and as someone who is open to hearing what Paul and his companions had to share. Now, Lydia was not a native of Macedonia, but it is through her that the Christian church is first begun in Philippi. This is one of those stories that offers us a picture of what it looks like to follow God. We have no indication that Paul intended to travel to Macedonia, but a vision from God led him there. Also, his custom would have been to go to the synagogue, but in Philippi, he went to a place of prayer and shared his news with a group of women. Like so many other things in the book of Acts, God is bringing about newness in unexpected ways. God is leading these early Christians to keep pushing beyond their own ideas and boundaries. God is calling them to be open to new things. Following God as a disciple can often lead us to unexpected things in unexpected places. Being open to these experiences and to being diverted from our customary plans is a part of what following God is all about. Oftentimes, when we can let go into where the Spirit of God is leading, we find that we are a part of something new and wonderful.